How y'all doing? I'm back with another video. Your girl Bremerton Barbie, a black Barbie. And I want to tell y'all about my evening at the garage last night. So I went out solo, lolo, like I usually do. Sometimes I have friends, most times I don't. Like, only recently I started having like chicks that I be going out with, you know what I mean? So I went out, chilling, looking all cute, whatever. What did I have on last night? I had on like this kind of taupey skirt, like this like little pinky nude bodysuit, and I had on some nude heels, more than likely. That's how I like to roll. And I had my blonde bob on, like from before. Blonde, blunt bob. Went out chilling out there, wasn't really looking for nobody, wasn't trying to talk to nobody or anything like that. Just, seeing what, whose eye I catch, basically. So I'm up there on the stage where I usually am, hanging out by the DJ or whatever, and this dude came up and he had like on this biker, this black dude, he came up and sat by the table, had on like this biker motorcycle jacket or whatever, and he had the helmet in his hand, so he had a bike. And I seen him looking at me, checking me out or whatever, and I wasn't gonna say anything because I don't approach dudes. I just stand there, look cute, and they just come to me. You know what I mean? That's just how I like things. So that way, I don't go up to nobody and get my feelings hurt. You know what I mean? Some women do it. I ain't about that life. I would just wait. And if nobody comes up, then I just leave the club, and that's just it. You know what I mean? So he came over there and he sat next to me and he introduced himself. We gonna call him Harley because that's what he was driving, a Sportster. So he came up and he was talking to me, and I was like, oh, hey. And, he wasn't the cutest dude, but he was, like, really fine. You know what I mean? Like, he wasn't the cutest dude ever, but, he was fine. He was sweet. We danced a little bit, talked, chit-chat, and he was like, well, what you doing after this? I was like, I ain't got nothing planned or whatever. So we wound up going to Denny's, because, it's down the street from the garage. Guess that way, we went to Denny's. And actually, no, let me tell you about that. So I told him I would meet him there. And this is how, let me tell you, cautionary tale. Get the number before y'all leave. So I fly down to Denny's or whatever. I'm sitting in the parking lot waiting, wondering where this dude is. And like, because when he left, like when we left, he was like, don't stand me up or nothing like that. If you're not gonna come, just say that, don't stand me up or whatever. And I was like, I'm sitting feeling like this dude straight played me. And when I get played, I get real I get real sideways when I start to feel like somebody playing with me or whatever. And I was thinking to myself, what if this dude is up here still sitting at this club? I'm about to go back to this club. So I pull out of Denny's parking lot, heading up Kiss Out Way, and I see so I passed the cop on the way there, so I see a dude on a bike getting pulled over by a cop. And I was like, is that Harley? So I like honked my horn and I just pulled to the side of the road and just see what was going on, like if he was going to jail or whatever, if I like need to get his bike or whatever the case may be, you know what I mean? Because now I'm like thinking, okay, you know what I mean? He got pulled over and that's what had happened. And so he didn't even get a ticket or anything like that. And so we went there, we just went on ahead, that block or so to Denny's or whatever, and he was like, man, I can't believe this, I just got a ticket, good thing I didn't blow, you know what I mean? I wasn't really drinking or anything like that. I would have just been like, he was just tripping about that, So we sat down and we started talking and things, and he was asking me if I was single. I was like, yeah, I'm single, whatever. He was like, yeah, I'm going through a divorce, I'm single too, or whatever. I was like, oh, okay. And then we just started talking about each other, trying to get to know each other. He was telling me how, yeah, I've been working on changing things in his life. His marriage had fell apart or whatever. He's from South Carolina. He's on the subs, and he gonna be up here for 2 years. That's what he was talking about, trying to get to know me. Like me, I usually don't tell a lie anyway about myself, whatever, because I be lying too much. I don't say a lot about myself because I just be lying too much, and I can't remember everything, so I just say as little as I can to keep the conversation going, or I'll just keep asking them questions and get more information on them. So, so we we finished. No, we were talking at Denny's, and I was like, I was like, man, I really want I was like, I really don't want to eat here. I was like, man, I wish Sherry's was closer. And he was like, we can go to Sherry's, no problem. We can just go to Sherry's or whatever. And I was like, nah, that's kind of like out of the way. So it's like, no, we'll just park my bike at your house or whatever, or take it back to Jackson Park, and I'll just follow there, or you can just drive or whatever. I can drive if you're too tired. So we pulled up, we came to my place or whatever. He parked his bike here, got in a car, then went to Sherry's. He didn't eat anything, he just had some coffee, had a stuffed hash brown or whatever, and we talked some more and got to know each other a little bit more or whatever, right? And of course, like interest and things started coming up, and he was talking about how like he like women with pretty feet and stuff like this. So I was like, oh, you like feet? He's like, well, why you say it like that? I was just like, I don't know why I keep running into dudes. I run into a lot of dudes with foot fetishes for some reason. I don't know why. That's just what it is. You know what I mean? And which is interesting because I feel like a lot of times I always have on like stiletto heels, so they can't really see my feet. So I don't know if they figure because I'm wearing heels, like my feet look good or something like that. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. I always run into dudes that have foot fetishes. So, he talked about that a little bit or whatever. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, and I bet you like white toenail polish too. And he was like, he just started blushing. He didn't say anything. He just shook his head because this whole time that we've been talking, he's smiling. He's happy. The vibe is good. I'm feeling his energy. You know what I mean? He seems really, really sweet. He's like 5'11", chocolate. I mean, he's in shape. He work out. He's in shape. He take care. Man, then we leave there and we come back to my place or whatever. He was like, oh, I got to use the bathroom. I was like, okay. You can come up and use the bathroom. And so we came up to like my apartment. But I was like, hold on, wait a minute. Let me do a house check first or whatever, right? So I came up in here. I tried to my house is already basically clean or whatever. It was just like back off there in the kitchen. Like in that area there, that wasn't really all that clean there or anything like that. I was hoping he wouldn't even go back there. So I came and make sure I didn't have no panties and bras laying around. Just, or just things laying around that you don't want people to see. So we put on Clash of the Titans and we're talking, playing around, joking and things like this, And I don't know if that coffee had him crunk. He would just not chill out. Oh my gosh, he was just talking, and hugging me and being all sweet and everything like this, And basically, I did not get much sleep at all because we were just up talking and kicking it or whatever. Nothing like went off or anything like that. We didn't do anything. But then like this morning, we were sitting there talking, and he was like, yeah, so I was like, so well, do you go to South Carolina to see your son and your wife? And he was, and your ex-wife, do you go down often to go see them? He was like, no. He was like, they live up here. I was like, what? He was like, yeah, they live over here, live up here. I was like, so they have a separate place, and then you and just your roommate live in Jackson Park. He was like, no, me and my wife and 2-year-old son, we live there, but we're in separate rooms and we're not having sex. Skirt. Hold up. I say, dude, get your ish. You got to go. What do you mean? What do you mean? He was like, oh, they're in South Carolina now, whatever, and this and that, and my divorce is going to be final on, like, October 1st. And so I was like, hit me up October 1st then, because I'm totally uncomfortable with this, because I don't care if you guys are not sleeping together, you know what I mean? You guys are still living under the same household, and if she knew you was with another female out here in these streets or whatever, she not gonna be okay with that if y'all living together. He's like, well, right now I'm in a situation where I can't afford to have my own place. And I was just, I felt bamboozled. Of all people to feel bamboozled, as much shenanigans that's be going on in my life, I felt some kind of way. I was just like helping him gather his stuff up. We were supposed to go to the Puyallup Fair today. None of that, hon. None of that. None of that at all. No, no cap. That's not even happening at all. And so, we went downstairs and he got his helmet out of my car. Let's see here. Yeah, he got his helmet out of my car, and I was like, so okay then, because I didn't know that. And he was like, because like like I said, it was kind of messy back there because I had been unpacking stuff, shipping that I had came in for stuff for the shop or whatever. Yeah, got all my bags and stuff. Still sweetie pie. Took my stuff down into the trash can, and while he was doing that, we walked to the car, and I was just like, he's like, I was like, man, I was like, that's crazy. He was like, man, I didn't mean to mislead you. And, you know, because I was like, yeah, I think you did. Because like you said, roommate, you didn't say wife and child was living in the place with you. You didn't say that at all. You gave me the impression as if that you were going through a divorce and she was down in South Carolina somewhere. Is the impression that this dude then gave me. See, and y'all wonder why I do the things I do. Y'all be wondering. I know y'all do. Y'all be wondering, like, you know what? Why Barbie be doing them dudes like that? Why she be saying stuff? Because I be learning from experience. Is what I be doing. I be learning from experience, sis. Like this whole little situation. If I'd have known that dude had a whole wife and 2-year-old, even if she is on vacation, under the same household, same roof as him, there's no way I would have even entertained the conversation. There wouldn't have been no breakfast out to get to know each other and all that stuff. I wouldn't even been out with him. I would have been here sitting at home. I would have left that club, came here and sat home and worked on a wig or did something like that 1, 3 o'clock, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning until I would have fell asleep is what I would have did. Something more productive with my time. So yeah, so that's what happened with Harley at the club last night. I'm so done with these dudes. These dudes, let me tell y'all, these dudes, it's like having some sort of adult daycare center managing these niggas. These dudes. Sorry, I didn't mean to say that. These dudes. You know what I mean? It really is. And so my girl called me. She was like, you know what? I'm going to Seattle to my favorite seafood restaurant or whatever. You know, I'm going to swing by and come get you. I was like, come get me. Because these dudes, they be so reckless and out of hand. They be just doing any and everything. And, I mean, what can you do? What can you do? I'm an animal trainer. I get it together. See y'all next time with another video. Until next time, rate, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and let me know what y'all think about this video and this whole little situation with Harley. You know what I mean? Like, should I still kick it with him like on October 1st and I see those papers? Because I want you to text me. I want to see pictures of the divorce paper. I want to see what's going on, because ain't nothing popping off, little daddy, until you are divorced. Because I don't mess with men that be in relationships. I just don't, because I don't want no drama in my life. You know what I mean? My life, easy, cool, calm, you know, no problems, anything like that. I don't need no drama in my life. That's why I don't be messing with dudes with females. Or in situationships or partnerships or whatever you want to do. I don't do it. Laters.